I've been called many names in my lifetime. My mother always called me contrary. In retrospect, she was probably right. If I know something, you can't tell me I don't. I'm not a know-it-all, but I know what I know and I won't let anyone tell me different. When they began to call me mentally ill, a contrary streak rose in me and I fought. Diagnoses, doctors, nurses, and whoever else called me that. I fought medications, reasons for hospitalizations, counseling sessions, therapists, anything and everything wrapped around that name. Then, of course, they found other names to call me. Non-compliant, resistant, trouble, a difficult person. By the time I met yet a new doctor, I was an angry mess. He listened to me share my story and we just talked as human beings. At just the right time, without saying a word, he called me worthy, smart, capable, resilient, friend, confidant. The suggestion of medication augmentation came up. Because I called him trustworthy, I agreed to take the meds as he prescribed and continued to see him. 3 months later, I began drawing pictures. I hadn't drawn anything since I was in 7th grade, when in front of the whole class, my teacher called my drawing a fraud. I was positive I wasn't an artist. I shared my drawings with the doctor, asking what was happening to me. I'm a social worker by education and experience. I don't draw, sketch, paint, construct, form, shape, or carve anything out of anything. However, I was a social worker who could no longer work because of severe depression. While the doctor was thumbing through the drawings, he told me he didn't know what was happening, that perhaps the medication freed up a part of my mind which allowed the art to come through. Then I'm not going to continue taking the meds. I told him I didn't want to take anything that changed my basic personality. I was referred to PSA Art Awakenings, an agency that uses the arts to help people with serious mental illnesses in their recovery process. I worked the studio as if it were a job, 9 to 4 every day, and begged for extended hours on Saturdays. I experimented with every medium I could get my hands on. I took classes. I poured through hundreds of books trying to find a style like mine. But I still wasn't an artist. Not until I was ever so casually introduced as Saashley, the studio's mosaic artist, to another artist. Now these days, they call me leader, teacher, facilitator, mentor, staff, and advocate. And recently, my 12-year-old niece called me the most famous artist she knew. It matters what people call you, especially out loud.